Hey there, thank you so much for stopping by. Cold Stare here, hope you're doing well. In today's video, we're going to cover everything you need to know about getting all the new Druid forms in the Emerald Dream. Right, so we have a lot of information to get through, so let's go ahead and get started. First up, Moonkins. They got a lot of great new customizations that you don't have to do anything to unlock. Just go to the barber shop and they're all right there. The one exception to that is the Fire Moonkin form. Now you're going to unlock that by getting the Feather of the Smoke Red Moon, which drops from Tindrill's Sage Swift. He's the second to last boss in the new raid, Azure. Has a low drop rate, unfortunately, less than 1%. But the good news is the feather can drop off any difficulty, LFR through Mythic. Now, the Blazing Som the only way you're going to get the feather of the Blazing Som for this customization is if you get the Reins of a Neurolos. This only drops off of Mythic Varrock, so this is going to be a really exclusive flight form for a while. Next up, one of my favorite new forms that we got in the Emerald Dream, the Prismatic Whisker fish, which is actually the first aquatic form that can actually breathe underwater. So to get this, you're going to need to head to the raid, Azure, and right under the boss Volcaros, you'll see the Pit of Volcaros, and there you're going to need to fish up 10 Awakening Sunfish. After that, you're going to want to head to the Wellspring Atrium and fish up 10 Slumbering Moonfish. If you happen to be a high mountain druid, the waste not want not ratio will speed this process up a little bit. Anyway, once you've fished up all 10, you're going to go to this pool that's at the entrance of the raid. Right when you enter the raid, you'll see it. And you're going to throw all 10 of each fish in there. Once you do that, you'll get the Attuned Angler buff, which is going to let you see the Prismatic Whiskerfish pool. And in that pool is where you're going to fish up Xena, the whimsical whiskerfish. But yeah, that's it. Once you fish it up, you've got it. This is probably also a good time for me to mention that any of these forms you unlock in the Emerald Dream, once you do unlock them, it's account wide. But there it is. Look at that detail. Such a beautiful new aquatic form. Moving right along, one of the new cap forms we got, the Moonblessed Dream Saber. And to unlock this, we're going to need to do a little bit of running around. So it all begins by heading to the Eye of Ysera in the Emerald Dream, where we're going to find a box of vials at these coordinates, right next to a bookcase. There's going to be 6 vials, each with a letter on it corresponding to its appropriate continent, Northrend, Kalimdor, etc. I did forget to include the Kalimdor clip in this, but don't worry, I'll put all the coordinates in the box below. So anyway, once you've filled all the vials up with from their appropriate moon wells, and you're just going to combine the vials together, and that's going to create the coalesced moonlight. Now once you have that, you can return back to the Emerald Dream, and there is a lot of traveling involved in this, but if you make good use of the Emerald Dreamway, you can get to most of these locations very quickly with that, so make good use of that to save yourself some time. Anyway, we're going to head back to the Emerald Dream and head to this location where you're going to find the Feral Dreamstone. You're going to combine that with the Coalesced Moonlight, and then on the ground you're going to find the Moonblessed Claw, and that's going to unlock the new Dream Saber form for you. And here's another great new looking form we got in the Emerald Dream patch, the Hibernating Rune Bear. So to get your hands on this, you're going to need to farm the World Boss in the Emerald Dream. I wasn't able to figure out exactly what the drop rate was, but probably safe to say it's somewhere around 1% or less. I haven't seen too many Druids with it, plus most of the other rares that drop Druid forms are around that. Next up, a great new flight form. We got the Slumbering Som now. Now to get this, you're going to need to be talented into Hibernate, so make sure you've got that. Then you're going to go all over the Emerald Dream and just look for perched neutral Somnals. You're going to hibernate them and you'll be able to loot a soft Somnal feather. Once you have 5 of those, combine it with 1 silken thread. That'll give you the Somnolent Feather strand. Then you're going to need to get Tier 3 Runed Writhe Bark and combine that with the Somnolent Feather strand, and that's going to give you the Slumbering Somnal form. Unlocking the Azure Som is super easy. It just involves a short quest line, which begins with the Quanzu Quarry, everyone's favorite new Loa. Once you begin that quest, you're just going to quest until you reach the answers you've earned, which will have you return to Quanzu. Who's not there, but what will be there is the Feather of Friends, and that will give you the Azure Som form. Another new travel form, the Lush Dream Stag, does not involve any RNG or low drop rates. You're just going to start by heading to these coordinates you see on the screen where we're going to speak with Val'sharah. Go ahead and buy all 4 of these silent marks. We're going to need all of them. But for now, we're going to use the silent mark of the Dream Stag. You're just going to find 11 Dream Stag and use this to attune with them. You'll notice that once you attune with one, it gets a debuff, so you will have to find a different one. Once you've attuned with 11, you're going to get the mark of the Lush Dream Stag, which will add the customization option. An interesting new take on the bear form is the Lokiumber Claw. This is sort of cross between an owl and a bear. So to get this, we're going to use the silent mark of the Umber Claw, one of the 4 items we bought from Val'sharah. And just like the Lush Dream Stag, we're just going to run around and attune with 11 of them. You'll see it gets that debuff, so find a new one each time. After 11, you'll get the mark of the Lokiumber Claw. Next up, a hybrid between a cat and a raptor, the Thriving Dream Talon is a new travel form, and you may have guessed it, we're going to use the silent mark of the Dream Talon on 11 different ones, and that will give you the mark of the Thriving Dream Talon. Our fourth and final silent mark is going to be used to unlock the Evergreen Dream Saber cat form, and you know the drill, we're going to find 11 different Dream Sabers and attune with them. And I do want to mention, though, all those Dream Sabers outside of where Envoy of Winter spawns do not count, so don't go there. Anyway, there it is, mark of the Evergreen Dream Saber, super easy. Next up is a Dream Bear, the Ashen Bristle Rune, and to unlock this is going to be similar to how we unlocked the Azure Som now when we quested with Kwanzu. This time, though, we're going to do Aviana's quest line, and once we reach the point where we complete Overseer Oversight, that's when we're going to be able to go to this location where the coordinates are, and right on the ground you're going to find the pollen-fused Bristle Rune for a sample, and that's going to give you the customization for the Ashen Bristle Rune form. Another Dream Bear, the Verdant Bristle Rune, super easy to get provided you've got a little bit of luck on your side. Drops off of Morog the Slothful. You're going to find that at these coordinates. My best advice for you on these rares that have low drop rates for some of these forms is to go into Group Finder, pre-made Group Finder, and every time I go in there I see a group full of lots of players and they're just circling around the Emerald Dream finding these rares. So next up, Dark-Umbra Claw, and just like the last one, this has a chance to drop off a rare, Mosa Umbra Mane. About the same drop rate. Most of them seem to be somewhere between 1% to 2% drop rate, and yeah, you get once a day you get a shot at these. If you don't get it, you got to just try the next day. There are some macros out there, I can put it in the description box, that you can make a macro for, and it'll tell you which rares you've defeated that day. So anyway, moving right along, Dream Talon Matriarch travel form. This has a chance to drop off a Matriarch Kiva, and just like the other two, it's a once a day try. If you defeat the Matriarch and it doesn't drop, you gotta wait till the next day. So make sure every day you're getting your kill in. It's about a 2% drop rate. It's probably gonna take you a few tries. I also want to mention all these rares that have a chance to drop Druid forms. If you see a Hunter tame one, I believe most of them, if a Hunter tames it, it will respawn in about 15 to 20 seconds. So anyway, moving right along, the Sable Dream Talon travel form, just like Matriarch Kiva, has a chance to drop off of a rare. This rare, it's Rystar the Rabid, you're going to find in this cave at these coordinates. And I gotta say, I really hope that the developers decide to buff the spawn rate of these rares, right? Because the combination of the very low drop rate and the long respawn timers, it can be difficult every day getting these daily kills in on these, and it's going to take a while for Druids to gather all these rare drop forms. But anyway, moving right along, Keen-Eyed Dream Saber. This one drops off Keen-Eyed Scion, who, just like the last three, it's your once a day shot at it. So you're going to want to make sure he's part of your rotation every day, getting that kill in, hopefully, and he'll eventually drop the mark of the Keen-Eyed Dream Saber, which will give you that customization. So hopefully you've got some RNG on your side there. Next up is another Umbra Claw, the Snowy Umbra Claw bear form. This has a chance to drop from Emerald Bounties when planting a gigantic Dream Seed. Has a chance to drop the mark of the Snowy Umbra Claw. I got mine pretty quickly, not sure if I was just really lucky, so not sure what the drop rate is, but if you see people linking in chat that they're planting a gigantic Dream Seed, make sure you get in part of that. Next up, the Orc Dream Stag, another travel form. Now, this has a chance to drop 4 Scribes, the technique mark of the Orc Dream Stag, and it drops from the Plump Dream Seeds. Now, that doesn't mean only Scribes can use this form. It means you just have to go put in a crafting order for the mark of the Orc Dream Stag. Next up, the Smoldering Dream Stag travel form. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is going to be one of the harder forms to get your hands on, right? Because this drops from a spawned rare. And getting that spawned rare to actually spawn requires some work. Talthonai Ash Whisper, Champion of the Flame, and has a chance to drop mark of the Smoldering Dream Stag. Now, I tried to find a group for this. I've read comments on the internet that said they were in big groups. I finally got her to spawn, and nobody in these large groups got one. So you're just going to have to really be determined to get that one. Alright friends, well we are nearly at the end here. Our final two forms that you can get from the Emerald Dream are the Boreal Dream Talon and the Auroral Dream Talon. Both travel forms, and they both have a chance to drop from gigantic dream seeds. So like I said before, if you ever see somebody in trade, or not trade, but just in general out in the Emerald Dream, linking that they're currently growing a gigantic dream seed, you really want to try and get in on that. Got mine pretty quickly. Not sure what exactly the drop rate was, but just keep doing them. Sooner or later, you're going to get it. And yeah, if you ever find yourself in need of a seed, what you can do is go to Sylvia Whisperbloom, and she will trade seed blooms for seeds. But yeah, there it is, all the new Druid forms you can get from the Emerald Dream. I really hope this helps some of you. I hope you decide to go out and get some of them, hopefully all of them. And yeah, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you in Azeroth.